Welcome back to Nürburgring, where we've got a fantastic Lotus Cup Europe race ongoing. This is the fight for second place. It's Christophe Legendre in the multicoloured car. I was going to say in third it's Carl Vivian in the black car. It's not, because back up into third has gone Remy Pochevin. In the lead of the race, it's Jonathan Walker in an orange machine you'll see shortly. He has rather driven away from this absolutely fantastic fight for second, third and fourth, as Carl Vivian looks to try and pass the quadruple race winner from already during 2011. That is Remy Pochevin, as Pochevin in turn chasing down Christophe Legendre. There's the race leader, Jonathan Walker. So he's got about 5 seconds or thereabouts advantage over this scrap for second. And Legendre, very feisty driver, difficult man to overtake as well. And he's doing a fine job here in second of keeping the rest of them at bay. So they plunge down the hill as Pochevin looks to the inside line. Legendre says, "You're not coming through there, I'll take the racing line, thank you very much." He does just that. Remy Pochevin in turn now has to turn his attentions toward his mirrors, because he has got on his tail Carl Vivian. Good battle here, a little bit lower down the order, and that is Ralph Oyhouse in the 211. He's just ahead of Xavier Georges, with David Harvey also in that scrap as well. That's for 15th, 16th and 17th. So it's David Harvey from Oyhouse, and then Xavier Georges in the pale blue and orange Lotus Exige. Production class scrap is as it was, which means it is very close indeed between Dan Plant, who is leading this particular battle from Adam Busey. Busey having a little bit of a slide there, trying to get onto terms with Dan Plant. The pair of them, drivers who've really come on leaps and bounds over their time in the Lotus on Track Elise Trophy and now Lotus Cup Europe, and have both proven themselves to be very competitive in the Lotus on Track Elise Trophy in the UK, proving to be equally competitive here in the Lotus Cup Europe. It's Adam Busey looking to pick his way past Dan Plant and claim class honours, as Jonathan Walker leads over the line, and not that complete. But what about the fight for second? Because this is going to be anybody's corner, I think, as they head down the start finish straight and then will descend into this very tight hairpin at the start of that. Pochevin makes his move early. He moves to inside Christophe Legendre and momentarily moves up into second position. I say momentarily because it could all change here on the brakes. So Pochevin's up to second, or is he? Carl Vivian now leaps into second position. They go 3 abreast next to the hairpin. It's Pochevin who goes second, Legendre in third, and Carl Vivian back down into 4th position. So he gains and loses 2 places apiece, Carl Vivian, in the space of about 50 metres. He now looks to squeeze on the inside of Christophe Legendre, and Legendre, well, I say he's a hard man to pass. Robust defence there, no way through for Carl Vivian, who takes the grass, but no harm done. So he rejoins battle. It's also bringing John Rass in the Exige back into the fight as well. So Jonathan Walker leading the race, having had to fight his way up following a poor start. It's Pochevin in second, Legendre third, Vivian in 4th, and then John Rass in 5th in the mix, and then a slight gap back to Gregory Rass and Jean-Pierre Genou-Prachet, the pair of them having a good tussle as well. John Rass, the first in the Exiges, we ride in car with him as he moves up through the gears down the hill here to this wonderful cambered hairpin past legendary grandstands. If you ever watch the German Grand Prix here from Nürburgring, you recognise those grandstands. So they go through the hairpin and then begin the long climb back towards the pits that will bring them through to end the lap. They've got 3 left-to-right sequences to go before that, though, as we go back to the production class lead. It's almost 2 cars as one as they went over the start and finish line. Busey looking to the outside of Dan Plant, but Plant's got the inside run here. Adam Busey in such evenly matched cars won't be able to do too much on the brakes. He tries to. Dan Plant, excellent block defence there. He just forced Busey out wide. Nothing Adam Busey could do about that. So Dan Plant in the Armour Gel car continues to keep the Team Intellect machine of Adam Busey at bay. Busey looking every which way to pick his way through. He can't do anything just at the moment. Dan Plant doing everything right, because when he leaves gap on the inside of the corner, he's not leaving an Elise's worth, and that's really what Adam Busey needs. As we go back to the fight for second, who is going to be the winner and the loser this time around as they descend into the hairpin. Nobody is possibly close enough on this occasion to go for a move unless they are feeling exceptionally bold. So instead we look a little bit further back. Some of the other battles that are ongoing, and the leading Evora as well, that's Gregory Rass, who's still got Jean-Pierre Genou-Prachet on his tail in the fluorescent yellow 211. Gregory Rass comfortably leading the Evora class at the moment from Thierry Verheest. Although unfortunately, in terms of the Rass family honours, it's brother John who is up the road, and whilst Gregory will be pleased to win his class, I think he'd also much rather beat his brother as well in the Exige, who is a few metres ahead of him. the circuit. Well, no change in the fight for second. So things stand back. Carl Vivian, possibly the man on the move, because he really is pushing very hard. And that number 21 car, Gregory Rass, great shot there. You can see into the cockpit. Gregory working the wheel, but not being too dramatic here. It's a big car, the Evora, and you've got to be fairly gentle with it over the duration of the race. Good battle a little bit further down the order. It's Morrison Apple and Klaus Recker. They're busy fighting over 25th and 26th position. The Austrian driver, Klaus Recker, trying to pick his way past Morrison Apple. And Apple, in turn, recovering from a spin we saw a little bit earlier on in the race, as we then rejoin the production class scrap. And look at this, brilliant stuff. As the pair of them, though, they're fighting amongst themselves. It's bringing Nicolas Ferrer, who is not in the production class but is fighting for them for overall race position, back into the mix. So again, Busey trying to settle into the slipstream here behind Dan Plant, and Nicolas Ferrer saying, right, I'm going to come through now, because look at that, squeezed into the pit wall by Dan Plant is Adam Busey. Well, they've seen the Senna movie of Ayrton Senna doing that to Alain Prost at Estoril. It's probably not a move to aspire to, but they didn't make contact. Busey, well, this is the issue he's got. Dan Plant is giving him space, but not a car's width worth. So Busey instead having to try around the outside of Dan Plant, who again just gently moves Adam Busey out onto the AstroTurf that's at the edge of the circuit here at the Nürburgring. Two of them will have thoroughly enjoyed this, and I'm sure we'll be reliving it over a beer or two later, because they have been running very close to your race long. But this man, having got into the lead, has made good his escape. He's just got one corner to go, and Jonathan Walker is going to open his victory account for the 2011 season here at the Nürburgring. He accelerates out to the checker flag and takes the win. It's been a great weekend here for Jonathan Walker at the Nürburgring. He has won both of the races. As for second place, it's going to go by a whisker to Carl Vivian. So Carl Vivian claims second, with Remy Pochevin rounding out the podium and John Rass home in fifth, but winning the Exige Cup class with Gregory Rass home in sixth and claiming Evora honours. So here is the final classification, with the win for John Walker, second place to Carl Vivian, third was Remy Pochevin, fourth was Christophe Lezandre, John Rass in fifth, Gregory Rass in sixth, Philippe Loux recovering from that spin up in seventh, with Laurent Febvre in eighth. Really super race, that one from Lotus Cup Europe. So in terms of the class honours, well, in the 211 class it was John Walker from Carl Vivian and Remy Pochevin, same as top three in the race overall. In the Evoras it was Gregory Rass who took the win from Thierry Verheest. Exige Cup claimed by John Rass from Herbert Metzger and Christophe Guerrier. Open class honours to Rob Fenn from David Harvey and Xavier Georges. And then who did win that production class battle? It was just Dan Plant from Adam Busey and Jose Vazna. Well, super race throughout the field in the Lotus Cup Europe, and the drivers having very well deserved handshakes on the podium, enjoying the spoils of victory with the champagne and the trophies.
You were in pole position, you've lost some places, and then you made it all back again. That was fantastic.
Yes, Claude, it was about the worst start I've ever done. I've been driving a Caterham a bit lately, and you can't give them too much gas, otherwise they just light up the rear wheels. And with this car, you've got to give it lots and lots of gas to try and light the rear wheels up. I didn't give it enough, and it just bogged the engine. I lost 3 places on the start.
Greg,
you're first in the Evora class, so you had a very nice race. How was it from the inside? Well, I tried to be quiet, just aimed at a good result. So it was a bit better with this car, the setup was a bit better. There is some improvement. You had your brother in front of you. Was it a motivating factor? It was. But it's not just motivation, to be honest. I would have preferred to be in front, of course. But that doesn't help me anyway. It's just a different car, so I'm just doing my own race. I've got more weight, so it's more difficult. It doesn't help me.
John, you're first in the Exige class and you finished 5th overall. Excellent race.
Yes, it was more difficult than the first race. I don't know why, maybe too much fuel in the car. But I've tried to follow the first one. It was too fast for me, so I did my best, and hopefully my brother and Jean-Pierre had a fight, and they stay behind me, hopefully. and I did my best to stay in the 5th position, and that's the result. I'm happy with it.
Dan, excellent race. You made it to first place in production class, but it was a tight fight, wasn't it?
It was very tight. I don't think it could have been much tighter. Adam and I had a very good battle there. We actually revved 3 or 4 times, so it couldn't have been tighter, but a great race.
Well, that's it from Donington, the Nürburgring, but join us soon for more Lotus on Track action.